Good evening, good day, good morning. I want to say thank you to my son. He's one that I'm down here visiting. He says, "Oh, we want to make a video." He's into this kind of thing. I want to talk to you about three particular issues, especially one about the school buses. Now, for the last 4 years, you know that I've been talking about school buses when I ran for the school bus on the school bus issue. The thing is, we have several buses that are going to be put out of service by the Highway Patrol because they are outdated. Also, too, with those same buses and some of the other buses we have, they are constantly breaking down. And that's because they're age and wear and the tear on them. There's a plan on the table that's going to cost $5 million to build a swimming pool. The thing is what is more important, the swimming pool or some new buses? Because you got to remember, each family that uses that bus depends on it. When they was talking about eliminating the bus service, what they was going to do is they was going to have the parents from all over the district drive them in and drive them out. The thing is, there was a lot of families that one of the parents was either going to have to quit working or they was going to have to work part-time. I'm talking about families where the wife and the husband are only making $10 a piece. That's $20 an hour. Can you imagine if they lost 50% of that, how hard it would be to raise their family? I say, let's take that $5 million, instead of spending it on the swimming pool, let's throw a big chunk of that and pay cash for some brand new buses. Because it does affect your kids. Just recently, I have got 3 phone calls from 3 different parents that the bus broke down and it took their kids an extra hour and a half to get home. Another issue that's very important is the security that I've been asking about for several times, and especially when I first got elected. Because the school district is responsible for your kid from the time that he leaves school until he comes back. But our security only hangs out around the schools. You don't see them driving down and up and around the walk routes of our kids. Most fights and assaults happen on our kids between the time they leave school and on their way home, and they usually have to put up with a bunch of bullying on the campus, and most of them know that something like that is coming down the pipe. Some of them know that's going to happen, and they call their parents come and pick them up. I've gotten phone calls like that. The bullying situation on our campuses is terrible. Think of the physical and mental abuse that happens to them that lasts a lifetime. They just had a thing on Facebook of a kid in Fresno Central Unified that ended up in the ER. They put the pictures on there. He got a gash on the head, legs are all cut up, the arms are bruised up. We have to be careful of these things. And another thing too is we can't forget about the shootings that goes on in the school. I did a lot of research recently to find out exactly what those kids were thinking or trying to get an idea of it. Every one of them, from Taft all the way to the East Coast and in between, it had to do with bullying. They were just tired of it and they wanted to get even, and nobody was helping them. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do to secure our campuses. We need to put cameras in each one of our campuses where we have a security control booth with monitors that can be watched not only at the site but a main terminal as well. Another part of that $5 million to go in that and make our kids safe. The third thing I want to talk to you about is, did you know that the average teacher spends between $3,000 to $3,500 on supplies? They are only allowed by the district to have $250 worth of supplies. The rest they have to go out by themselves. A single teacher spends between $3,000 to $3,500 of their own money to do their job for the district and our community. If And this is what I found the most surprising. If the husband and the wife, both are school teachers, they spend an average between $8,000 to $10,000 a year. Now, some teachers get paid well, some do not. People say, oh, well, they can do that. Well, let me ask you this here. What would you do on your job if they asked you to spend $10,000 to buy your equipment to do your job? Doesn't make sense to me. So I think that $5 million should be spent on buses. It should be spent on security. And it should be given an increased allowances for the teachers so they don't have to take it out of their own pocket to spend in order to do their job correctly, when it's the district's responsibility to supply those supplies for them. I want to thank you very much for the last 4 years that you've given me to represent you. I have met so many people on the phone at their house. They come over to my house. We heard of problems. We work problems out. And I'm hoping that I did a good enough job that you will give me a chance to serve you another 4 years and continue working on the problems that we have. Because no matter what organization you're at, yes, there's good times. Everybody wants to work on the good stuff. It is very difficult for people to sit there and work on the difficult things and the problems. And that's what I have appreciated from this community so much, that you brought the problems to me and let me be part of the solution. I hope that you give me an opportunity to serve you another 4 years. And again, I want to thank my son for coming up with this video. I want to go have me a beer now. Thank you.